All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Dream 18 Showdown presented by the Disc Golf Pro Tour. I'm Nate Perkins, and I'm joined here in the booth with Paige Pierce. What up, Paige?
I'm super excited to continue this battle of me versus James on the best holes on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Thanks to all the media partners for making this possible. Everyone came together to put some footage towards this Dream 18 Showdown, so I'm excited to see where we head next. We've seen...
Yeah, this is too much fun. This is too much fun, and we are back at it. I'm so happy. I love this hole. I dream about this hole. This is hole 10 at Brewster Ridge at the Smuggler's Notch Resort in Vermont. At 470 feet, it's a par 3. It's slightly downhill. There's not too many 470-foot holes that still require touch. Because it is still downhill, that the nose angle is so important, and you can't just blast it. James is going mid-range here.
Wow.
That's an MD4.
Wow. If you can throw an MD4 that far, of course that's the disc you're going to throw.
Yeah.
Any mid-range, you know, just like he powered that thing and it just drifted down there. So the women here have a shorter tee.
Get those trees. Yeah. I think I remember that shot, actually.
Yeah, very happy to hit those trees because it gives me a chance at a putt, but a little bit left there. James pin high with that mid and then right in the pole.
We're just so fortunate to have the courses that we have in our sport. This is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Look at the molds just...
Look how beautiful.
Surrounding the basket. So James takes a 2-stroke lead after another birdie here.
So hole 11 still has to be Brewster, right? Just the next.
Ooh, okay, no, I voted for
yeah,
Maple Hill.
Yeah, I think I voted for this one as well. All right, hole 11, the Christmas tree hole. It's a par 4, 780 feet. The key is to clear the Christmas trees. You want to get out into that open field, and that gives you the approach down that gap right there. And it's technical. It's a rewarding birdie for sure.
Yeah, for the women, it's not super technical. We just throw a full mash, and then it's a pretty simple up and down. So I should have the advantage on James on this one.
James knew it right away. He turned his Wraith over, and that's headed for the woods.
So we have the same tee pad, but my basket's shorter, so distance competition off this tee. And I liked that power, but it just faded off a little bit too much to the left, and I'm going to have some Christmas trees to contend with. But as you can see, I'm still standstill distance. This is about 280 feet, maybe 300. Just looking for a spike hyzer to get myself onto the green. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's James's pitch out?
It almost went backwards, huh? He had nothing in there.
And he had nothing again.
Wow. Oof, just barely enough height. Right over the rim. James now trying to get up and down and minimize the damage. Those shots were not very...
Yeah, they were tough lies.
Not very easy to get up out of those woods.
All right, we're squared up after a 2-stroke swing.
Heading into hole 12. Maple Hill's my favorite hole 12, but it didn't win. I remember that.
Okay, we are Northwoods Gold in Peoria.
I think we should start by saying this hole is brand new, and look how good it looks. Nate Heinold and his crew just built this, 6 months before Worlds.
One of the most daunting par 5s you will ever see through the thickest Midwest woods.
Unreal. So you want to land right about here, and then you have uphill So if you land on that side slope, you have no footing to go through this tight tunnel towards the basket. You actually have OB on the left too. So you really want to just get in a good position so you don't have to throw a difficult shot through that gap. But the men
it really is magic.
Oh, I'm starting this one. Okay.
Yeah, this is a completely different hole. You're basically starting at the perfect landing zone for the men.
Exactly. And so for me, I'm just throwing a putter just dead in the middle of that green patch, trying to make the rest of the hole easier. Now we're jumping to James back on the men's tee. He has to clear this corner.
And I can feel the tension here. This is the 2019 World Championships, round 4, I believe.
Yes.
And that was that James's drive going all the way up there?
I
to
think
the creek?
So, yeah. Now I'm just trying to get to the top of this hill and just nestle safely and softly.
Placement shot.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely.
And that is one of the best drives I've ever seen on the hole. I didn't know that anyone got anywhere near that bridge in one.
Yeah, he's looking to attack this hole for sure. Another full power shot.
That was a nice
drifting
strike.
over. But his drive got so far up there, he's still, like, even with that shot in the woods, he's still ahead of where the pace is. So last shot, hopefully, putter shot again. Oh, I hit the last tree and kicked over, but I'm still inside the circle just now with a very blocked putt.
So the second that you get off the fairway on this last tunnel, it brings all the different angles into play and makes the approach so difficult, especially with that OB on the left. Anything that kicks and heads there. And that's James from Patent Pending.
Nice soft release there, but it's still on the edge. Okay, but he's close to the basket, so he might have a step out putt, but he's in putting range.
I think this hole was only birdied 2 or 3 times throughout the entire World Championships. And a great bid. Jane height, just a little right. Oh, and you're left with nothing.
Yeah, it's a bummer because that was pretty good shot, but that's kind of, what happens on this hole. Those little trees can really just send you into the woods.
Tricky little pitch out even. I love that you can tell the focus level is a little bit different because it's the Worlds.
I know. I felt like I needed to be quiet to not interrupt him. I knew how much was on the line. All right. So with 2 pars, we are still tied and we're moving into hole 13. Idlewild Open, the Y hole.
I was hoping this one would make an appearance. This is a par 4 at 472 feet. This Y tree in the years past has been a Mando. There is OB. That creek right there is just lined with OB. So anything that kicks short, kicks down to the left, you're out of bounds.
So this is the ideal landing spot where the sunlight is. Or if you want to try to get really aggressive, you can put a little more power and hyzer on it and get down this little slope right here onto this shaded pre-green maybe.
Yeah, and then the green is actually on little elevated little turf outcrop. And that's like the signature Idlewild green right there.
Totally. Now on this one, the back side of the green is not OB. So where you see those little cinder blocks stop, it's not OB on the back side, just on the creek side. Idlewild's one of my favorite courses to play on the whole tour, just the entire course. It has so many tricky greens and just like yeah, it really shows you how important it is to land your disc, not just the flight of the disc.
Yeah. Specific placement. This drive will definitely make you think, though, won't it?
Yes, it absolutely will, especially in years past, like you said, when it was a double mando. Obviously, you want to go through the Y anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And that is pured. And just what you were talking about. Yeah, it's still a very technical approach to that green.
Mm-hmm. So you kind of have the decision here. Do I run for the green or do I lay it up short and go for a 40-footer? On this round, I decided to lay it up, but almost a little bit too fast. But that's about as good of a putt as I could get without challenging the green.
Oh, yeah. You're up against that OB line.
Yeah.
And James is in an interesting distance right here. He's right in between jump putting it and throwing it, it looks like. Look like he is going to go with that jump putt.
All right. And he lands safe. That's kind of the area I was talking about. That is not OB, even though it's outside of those blocks. But that's the only hole at Idlewild that is like that. So, all right. I'm very happy with the 3 on this one. If you hit early off the tee, you are struggling to get a 5. You know, if you hit one of those early trees and drop in the OB, it is like you're sweating big time.
Absolutely. All right, we are still tied. This is going to be down to the wire.
Yeah, it is. And we are on to hole 14. We got to be going to Maple Hill, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is the signature hole on the property, I feel. Hole 14. It's a par 3 at 420 feet. It's a water carry pretty much the entire length
for
of the
400,
hole.
yeah. Yeah, this one you see so much action on. Where you see those Disc Golf Pro Tour flags, you will see a giant gallery actually betting dollars on if people are going to go OB or not. It's really fun to be out here at Maple Hill. I'm on the shorter tee. It's only 285. Still carries water the majority of the flight.
Stick.
And
got
the goal
that
is,
putt.
yeah, the goal is to be left, but not that far left because it is a scary 28-footer looking back at that water. Is that an MD4, Nate?
James is crazy.
What is
He's
he doing?
crazy. No one else is throwing a mid-range.
A mid? Wow, and he launches it.
That is just
Amazing.
bonkers. He's throwing an MD4 on a 420-foot island hole.
And I wanted no part of that in that moment. I laid that one up. But James will have a pretty similar putt.
Look at that lighting. Oh my goodness. This is headed straight for the water. You can see the gallery. What a moment. Oh, and he sticks
James. Great birdie late in the round at Maple on the toughest hole as far as staying safe.
AV Disc Golf and Terry Miller making an appearance. You're yelling at the ace holes?
Yeah, the 8 holes are over there across the pond. You can hear them from all over the course. And James moves up to take the lead going into hole 15. And we are at Charlotte's Nest. I mean, Hornet's Nest in Charlotte.
That's a pretty good name, though. Just go ahead and combine it. This one is so tight. I mean, it's a legitimate 5-foot gap from left to right. And there's a Mando, too.
It's a good scoring separator. You know, it's late in the round. If you get a clean drive off, you have an easy birdie, but you can also definitely take a 5 on it. So
it's a tight gap. James is lining up a rock. Ooh, and he knew it out of his hand. That was a little early.
He made the Mando, but hit a tree shortly after that. It's going to be on the left side, still in the woods. And the women here go to the shorter basket that's lit up in the sun. I'm going with a putter here, just trying to pure the gap.
Oh, yeah. Get out. Yep. That's pin high.
Pin high, close to circle's edge.
I miss James. All this pandemic nonsense. And he's left himself a little meat on the bone right there. He's got a circle's edge for par.
On an elevated basket.
Oh. Opening the door up for a 2-stroke swing right here. What do you got for us, Paige?
Well, this is a windy putt here, and...
Can you remember? Do you already...
Yes, I remember this vividly. Look.
What was that right there? You going to check?
I can't remember why I did that.
I feel like you were about to run at the basket. Tackle it.
But I definitely overthought that one. The wind got in my head, and I tried to just punch it at the basket, and just a little bit too hard there.
Was it the finals?
That was
okay,
the final round of the finals, yeah.
No.
Oh, and James carding a double bogey. Like we said, it's kind of easy to do if you don't get out of that gap, but still sad to see. So both of us walking off this tee with our heads down, wishing we could get that hole back.
Oh, and look at you going right back to the spot. I love that. Analyzing just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes you a better player, I think, just trying to learn more and just figure out what went wrong, how you could fix it.
All right, we're headed back to Kentucky. Hole 16. It's a par 5 at 969 feet. OB left and OB right the entire length of the hole. Pretty much a little runway.
Yeah, it's really cool to stand on that tee and just see how much distance you have left before you can even see the basket. Makes you want to try to throw it harder, but then you're jeopardizing going OB, and scores can add up quick on this one. Trust me, I've taken 9s and 10s. Yeah.
No.
But I've won the Idlewild Open a couple times, so, you know, it's a hole that's late in the round, so it could make or break your entire round. But this course is so awesome. I love the Idlewild course. Good job to the Natty and all the people working out there. So you have 3 different discs right there. I have a defender, a felon, and a suspect. There's completely different discs. Speed 14, or speed 13, speed 9, and speed 4.
There's a lot to think about on this drive right here. The drive is super crucial, and you're level with your landing zone, but there's a ton of airspace because it drops and then rises again, and so the wind does some really tricky stuff on this tee. And James is just going T-bird right up the middle. If he gets that one flat, it's got no risk of going out of bounds.
Honestly, surprised we didn't see him throw the MD4 the way he's been throwing it.
Yeah.
Things flying straight.
Yeah, so it slopes back down to the pin, downhill, and there's still OB left and right. So if you get that angle wrong at all, it just tends to get to the OB before you know it. Mm-hmm. And this is a huge shot. He's going Calvin Heimberg, swirly destroyer.
Wow, James.
That is huge. He's going to have a clean look at the eagle.
Wow, he's just outside the circle. So on this one, I went with the speed 4, the suspect, just to not bite off distance, stay safe. And I grab it to throw it again. Safety was my priority on this round because I believe on the round prior I took a 9. And that's actually down the hill, but it kind of leaked left, and I was very, very surprised with this OB, but I mean, out of my hand, I thought it was a great shot. So I told myself not to get upset about this one. So this is where I'll be throwing my hopefully last approach from. This is a really weird distance because I don't want to go for the green and take another OB stroke. So I grab a putter to jump putt to safety and go for a circle's edge putt.
That's a perfect little layup right there. You couldn't have thrown that one too much closer.
Yeah. But it's hard to lay up to circle's edge, you know?
Yeah. And this is James Conrad for an eagle. A beardless James Conrad. Disappointed. You remember when he shaved his beard?
I do.
The whole world was like shaken up.
Yeah, it was.
And that was a great putt right there.
Yeah, it felt really good to hit that putt across the creek. Yeah, James, we were staying with him that week and we saw him that morning, drank coffee with him. And then around lunchtime when we saw him on the course, we were like, whoa, James was wearing that same outfit this morning. Who was that? All right.
We're coming down the stretch. James maintains a 1-stroke lead over Paige.
All right, so we're headed back to Texas, where you and I are from. Waco Annual Charity Open. This is the Brazos East course.
Yeah, hole 17, hardest hole on the track. It's a par 4 at 610 feet, dog leg from left to right. And the most significant thing about this hole is when you change from left to right there, the wind changes angles and that approach gets all the more difficult.
Yeah, and if you don't land the drive in the perfect distance, kind of James looks like he's heading a little bit short. Yeah, so he's going to be a little too short to see the basket, and he's going to have a really severe angle to throw. So I'm trying to get mine a little bit farther forward so I can see the basket and have less of an angle.
All right, you're going forehand off the tee here.
Oh, and hit that tree, and it stops me. And
that's a good position right there, though.
Looks like a pretty solid spot.
I'm curious to see if James goes for it from way back here.
Looks like he is.
Oh my gosh, look how much angle that putter has. High.
Wow.
On an Anheuser, and that's almost circle 1 from back there.
What trust he put into that shot. And you know, that very easily could have rolled OB as well. So good stick on that green. Going with another sidearm here. Just no chance of going in the water. But I'm outside the circle 2 for the 3. And putting right back at the water.
It looks like you're lining this one up too. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Try to give it a soft
Couldn't
bid.
tell. Looked like you dunked it. And this is James from just outside circle 1. Looks like into a pretty significant left to right wind.
Yeah, you can see his shirt blowing around in the wind. All right.
Wow, right on the pole.
Springs right into it.
That's final round Waco this year.
Yeah, it is. Great putt from James.
All right, we still got a ball game heading into 18. I wonder where we're going. Do you already know where we're going?
I feel like I got a pretty good idea. I think we're going
There's
back
so
to
many
Vermont.
Good hole 18s. It's got to be either Maple Hill or
Maple
Vermont,
Hill is
Fox
what
Run.
I voted for.
Oh, okay, it's Fox Run.
But I think Fox Run is a very, very
Look
good
at that
option.
backdrop. Look at the clouds moving in front of the sun right there. What a great hole.
And usually
hole
we're
18.
here in September and it's fall.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a par 4 at 775 feet. It is so difficult to get a disc to land in bounds off the tee here. There's OB all along the right, and the road is out of bounds on that left side.
And another downhill one. And this one's a bomber, so you really want to make sure that nose angle's right. James is going over the OB on the right and looking for that Heiser by the big tree. That is a mash.
That's really only in play if you can throw like 450.
That's such a far shot.
What a shot. And this is actually the final hole of the 2018 World Championships, right?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so just trying to get myself as far as possible past that tree, but we are from a little bit shorter distance than the guy's tee.
And that was a super technical approach right there. That's
Very
low
smooth.
ceiling.
Just trying to land this one close and not have a tester putt on the last hole of the World Championships and the last hole of the Dream 18 Showdown.
Man, what a cool event. I really hope we can run it back with different players.
Yeah, this has been so much fun, just getting to revisit all the places we've grown to love over the course of traveling as a professional disc golfer.
Yeah, we really have it made. We play on the best properties you could imagine for Frisbee golf. It's a really cool deal. And thanks for the Disc Golf Pro Tour for putting this together. And thank you to all the media partners for making it happen.
Yeah, and congrats to James on a well-deserved victory by 2 strokes. Like you said, this was a lot of fun. And it was cool to see all the media teams get together, give us some sweet footage of the best courses. Look at these.
This is amazing, Paige. Oh, flying through the gap.
I can't wait to play these courses again. You guys, make sure you subscribe to the Disc Golf Pro Tour on YouTube. Check out all the updates from them and stay tuned for what's next.